यं वरेण्यं वरदं शुभं नारायणं नमस्कृत्य सर्वकर्माणि कारयेत्। विष्णु 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 ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीव चक्षुरागतम् ॐ पवित्रः पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं स बाह्याभ्यन्तरः शुचिः। ॐ पुष्पे पुष्पे महापुष्पे सपुष्पे पुष्पसम्भवे पुष्पचया प्रेमे च ॐ भूतशृङ्गाटाक्षिरज्जीवशिवं सुषुम्नापथेन परं शिवपदे योजयामि स्वाहा। ॐ यं लिङ्गशरीरं शोषय स्वाहा। ॐ रं संकोचशरीरं भरतः स्वाहा। ॐ परमशिवं सुषुम्नापथेन मूलशृङ्गाटमूलसोत्रसिद्धज्वल प्रज्वलप्रज्वलसोऽहं हंसः स्वाहा। आं ह्रीं क्रों भगवन् शङ्खो हंसः श्रीरामकृष्णदेवतायाः प्राणादिह प्राणाः। आं ह्रीं क्रों यं ॐ स श्रीरामकृष्णदेवतायाः जीवः। आं ह्रीं क्रों यं ॐ स श्रीरामकृष्णदेवतायाः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि। आं ह्रीं क्रों यं ॐ स श्रीरामकृष्णदेवतायाः वां मनः चक्षुश्रोत्रघ्राणप्राणा सुखं चिरं तिष्ठन्तु स्वाहा। ॐ शिवाय श्री शिवाय नमः। ॐ श्री सूर्याय नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय श्री नारायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री जय दुर्गायै नमः। ॐ नरसिंहस्तुतिं नमः। ॐ ह्रीं पीठदेवताभ्यो नमः। ॐ ह्रीं पीठशक्तिभ्यो नमः। ॐ ऐं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः इत्यस्य मन्त्रस्य ब्रह्मर्षि गायत्री छन्दः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपः श्रीरामकृष्णदेवता विश्वादिन्यासे विनियोगः। ॐ ब्रह्मणे ऋषये नमः। ॐ गायत्री छन्दसे नमः। ॐ ऐं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। वैनमुष्टाभ्यां नमः। रामतुल्यभ्यां स्वहा मध्यमाभ्यां विषट् कृन्दनामिकाभ्यां मुष्णं कनिष्ठाभ्यां वषट् ऐं रामकृष्णकरतलपृष्ठाभ्यां हस्ताय पटाङ्गतयाय नमः। रां शीर्षे स्वहा मां शिखायै वषट् कृं कवचाय मुष्णं नेत्राभ्यां वषट् ऐं रामकृष्ण करतलपृष्ठाभ्याम् अस्त्राय फट् ऐं हृदयाय नमः रामकृष्ण स्वभावं शिखरिवशुष्कं कल्पनामो संनेत्राभ्यां विशद ऐं रामकृष्ण करतलपृष्ठाभ्याम् ॐ ऐं सर्वजीवदेवीस्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः ॐ हृदयकमलमध्ये विराजितं निर्विकल्पं सदसदखिलभेदातीतमेकस्वरूपं प्रकृतिविकृतिशून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः निरुपममतिसूक्ष्मं निष्प्रपञ्चं निरीहं गगनसदृशमीशं सर्वभूताधिवासं त्रिगुणरहितसच्चित् ब्रह्मरूपं वरेण्यं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः वितर्तुमवतीर्णं ज्ञानभक्तिप्रशान्ति प्रणयगलितचित्तं जीवदुःखसहिष्णुं धृतसहजसमाधिं चिन्मयं कोमलाङ्गं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः ॐ ललितपद्मासनं दद्यात् सहस्रारच्युतामृतैः पाद्यं चरणयोर्दद्यात् मनस्त्वर्घ्यं निवेदयेत् तेनामृतेनापुण्यं स्नानीयं तेन च स्मृतम् आकाशतत्त्वं वस्त्रं स्यात् गन्धस्यात् गन्धतत्त्वकम् चित्तं प्रकल्पयेत् पुष्पं धूपं प्राणान् प्रकल्पयेत् तेजस्तत्त्वं च दीपार्थं नैवेद्यं स्यात् सुधामृतिः अनाहतध्वनिर्घण्टः वायुतत्त्वं च चामरं सहस्रारं भवेच्छत्रं शब्दतत्त्वं च गीतकम् नित्यमिन्द्रियकर्माणि चाञ्चल्यं मनसस्तथा सुमेखलां पद्ममालां पुष्पं नानाविधं तथा अमायाद्यै भावपुष्पैः अर्चयेत् भावगोचरम् अमायम् अनहङ्कारम् अरागम् अमदं तथा अमोहकम् अदम्भं च अद्वेषाक्षोभकौ तथा अमात्सर्यम् अलोभं च दशपुष्पं विदुर्बुधा अहिंसा परमं पुष्पं पुष्पमिन्द्रियनिग्रह दया पुष्पं क्षमा पुष्पं ज्ञानपुष्पं च पञ्चमम् इति पञ्चदशैः भावपुष्पैः सम्पूजयेत् शिवम् सर्वजीवदेवीस्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं सजनं सर्वदेवदेवीस्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं भूपः सर्वदेवदेवीस्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय Ramakrishnaya Namaha. ॐ सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः. इदं सोपकरणनैवेद्यं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः. सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमस्ते स्वाहा. ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा अपानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा. इदं केशसचन्दनपुष्पाञ्जलिः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः. एते गन्धपुष्पे सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपिण्यै श्रीशारदादेव्यै नमः. ॐ एते गन्धपुष्पे श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः. केशसचन्दनपुष्पाञ्जलिः साङ्गाय सावर्णाय सशक्तिकाय सपार्षदाय सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः. ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहं. परतत्त्वे सदा लीनो रामकृष्णसमाज्ञया यो धर्मस्थापनरतो विदेशं तं नमाम्यहम्. कर्म श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Now we will do Arati. देवेभ्यो नमः. ॐ मंगेशाय सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय निवेदयामि.
नारायणी जय श्री राम कृष्ण देव की जय। जय श्री शारदा देवी की जय। जय श्री स्वामी विवेकानंद की जय। जय श्री शंकराचार्य की जय।
So today is the double auspicious day, birthday of Shankaracharya and Mother's Day. So therefore we have taken up an important theme in Bhagavad Gita which runs through now and then in all the 18 chapters there, and that is the conflict between giving up the work and taking to spiritual life, or convert your work into a spiritual living. So there is conflict in the minds of people. But let us begin at the beginning with salutations to Krishna, to Bhagavad Gita and Shankaracharya. Vande Vanshidharam Krishnam Smayamanam Mukhambujam Pitambaradharam Neelam Malyachandanabhushitam Radha Chitta Chakurendu Saundarya Sumahodadhim Parat Parataram Devam Brahmananda Kripanidhi. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे गोविन्दं तं पुनः पुनः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. One of the most important works in the life of Shankaracharya was to popularize Bhagavad Gita, making it a very special part of Mahabharata. Before Shankaracharya, this prominence of Bhagavad Gita was not noticed by people, because in Mahabharata there are so many chapters, so many different volumes of Mahabharata. It is a big book, and Bhagavad Gita is only a very small part of it, just 700 verses out of maybe 100,000 verses. So it is thus a very small part, and was not noticed by people as having a very profound, practically important, spiritually invigorating teachings contained there through this conversation of Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna is, as Shankaracharya points out, Shoka Moha Dadhau Arjunaya Nimitti Kritya, that the Arjuna who was made as an excuse to give these teachings to the whole humanity. Why the description of Arjuna is Shoka Moha Dadhau Nimitnaya, that it is Arjuna who is in the deep waters of suffering, shoka, and delusion, moha, and drowning in that. So, everybody who has similar conditions will find these teachings helpful. Are we not in similar conditions? Just think about it. We are also having sufferings in life and delusion as to what is the right thing to do, what are the duties of us, what are the ideals for us. There is a conflict many times between the goal and the duties that we have to do in life. So we have this conflict, and then the suffering is actually universal. Everybody suffers, but we don't see the delusion as the cause of those sufferings. We think of some temporary measures, something we change, that go to some on a nice scenic tour somewhere, like I went to Brazil and Argentina. So it is, but that doesn't solve the problem. It is for a little while you are taken away from that circumstances, that's all. When the problems remain, if I ask myself, why did I go to Argentina and Brazil? Can I get free from sufferings and delusion from there? Are there not people living there? Do they not have this delusion and suffering? They also have the same thing there. So I would be a fool to expect that by going there, I will be free from delusion, free from suffering. That is not the way to
get freed from suffering, but to get rid of the delusion. And thus the sufferings that is due to that also will go away. The delusion that I am this body and this is the world that is trying to oppress me, all those ideas, they are delusional ideas. And so, when as we get out of those ideas, we see the light of the truth, and this that removes the sufferings too. So this is the message that is carried by Sri Krishna. And this message is very difficult to digest. Not that the message is difficult, but our condition of this being rooted in delusion, the message becomes difficult to get in. It is for some medical conditions like amoebic dysentery. One example is given, amoebic dysentery. In India, most people, many suffer because of that, especially in Bengal and that region. So the treatments are there, but the treatments do not. One doctor explained it to me that amoeba just lines your intestines. They make a coating there, and so whatever food you eat, the food goes to amoeba. It doesn't get digested. They get food by that. So and the medicine also doesn't reach, because the medicine doesn't reach them because they make a shell around them. And so your antibiotics and other things do not help much. So till you find some remedy for that, the treatment doesn't become very helpful. So that is how in our minds the words of the teachers do not easily reach. They have to be told again and again in various different ways, and the doubts, let those doubts come from the students. Then what the sages tell us, the doubts will gradually be removed by the same teachings. The teachers tell us those very teachings in such a way that will answer our doubts, and gradually you will see. One has to be patient. For treatment of many chronic diseases, the patient has to be patient. So the pun is intended. It is the patient has to be patient. So then only there could be the impact of that treatment. So one has to be patient. It is a quality that has to be developed, because many of us feel it doesn't work. I tried, Swami, meditation. No, it is. I tell you frankly that I tried for 2 days and nothing happened. Now, what is going to happen in 2 days? And that is why in Puranas there are stories that somebody did it for 1,000 years and like that. The idea in the exaggeration is that it takes long time. But after you begin, if you didn't begin, then not that it is going to take short time. If you begin in the right earnest, then in a reasonable time you will start feeling the difference. The reasonable time, how long, depends how deep the disease is and how much intense is your practice. So it is both these factors play an important role as to how long does it take. And if gradually you can see that it changes your perspective. The delusion starts going out of the window, and the sign of that going out of the window is more spiritual questions start coming to your mind. It is, if you see Arjuna's first question to Krishna had nothing spiritual about it. It was a very secular like question that, oh, I am suffering, please help me to come out of this suffering. Will we not say that? Everybody suffers, will say, give me a pill so that that pill will take me out of this suffering. So there is nothing spiritual in the initial questions of Arjuna. They gradually started because the medicine goes in it and then it starts altering the awareness. And then the next questions you see are significant of spiritual awareness. The confusion, of course, is there, otherwise why will there be a question? But that confusion is now about the various teachings being given by Krishna, and think also about the implementation, also about the acknowledgement of attachments with which we are tied down to delusion. We are tied down to delusion, but we get attached easily to delusion. I don't want to give it up, my dear delusion. That is how we feel, my dear delusion. We are afflicted by that, and yet we do not want to give it up. Sri Ramakrishna used to give the analogy that the camel eats the thorny bushes, the thorny bushes are being eaten. And then the mouth, the tongue is getting lacerated, bleeding is seen, and then yet the camel thinks, oh, how nice it tastes, there is the taste only of its own blood, and it thinks that, oh, how nice this. So our delusion is like that. We suffer and yet do not want to give it up. Swami Vivekananda says in that one chapter, it begins with this, Jnana Yoga, one chapter begins with this, that we cling to this world like a lice, cling to this delusion like a lice. The lice, it holds on to the skin, sucking the blood. That doesn't go away. Even if you take it out, it gets torn, but doesn't leave. So that is how we hold on to this delusion. Don't want to go away from that. We say, I like this, Swami, but I like this. Okay, then take the consequences also of liking delusion. You cannot, have both ways. I will do this, but I will not be responsible for it. It is when you take up the consequences also. One goes for happiness. One of our Swami says that nicely, that you go for happiness and then you get suffering for free. You don't have to put any, buy one, get another free. So you get suffering for free. For what? For going for happiness. What do you mean? Should we not go for happiness? You should go for happiness, but you should first know where that happiness is to go for. If you say want to buy some groceries, say you want to buy milk, and then you go to the barber's shop, what will happen? It will, the barber will, no. If you want, I can cut your hair and head also if you want, but I will not be selling milk here. So we go to various objects thinking that they will give us happiness. Oh, they themselves are beggars. Where will they give you happiness? So a logical person should first, we want to be happy. But where is that happiness? Find out, confirm. Like if you want something very exotic, you hear from somebody that it is available there, but you make sure by calling that is it really available there, do you have it, and then you go there after you make sure it is available. Have we made sure that certain objects that attract us has happiness in them? No, it is, and therefore what we get is go for happiness and get suffering instead. Go to barber shop to buy milk and you don't get it because you didn't go to the right place. Go to the right place for happiness. This is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, and that one important conflict that comes to one's mind, that I began my talk by enunciating that problem, that, oh, but what about our practical life? Do you mean to say we should give up everything? It seems that if I give up everything, I remain peaceful. These activities, running after here and there for work, and all the connections with different people, they create such problems for me. I have to take care of this fellow, he is half insane. Then I have to do work on that thing. That is a terrible work. And then that problems, you can keep on enumerating them. That it is, she will tell the problem, our Rashmi, so many problems about the school system in Connecticut. Everywhere, not that only there they are there, everywhere they are going to be there. And so what she thinks, let me get away from all this, and then there is a possibility that I will be able to get peace. That is the common idea of sannyasa. English translation is somewhat difficult. Monastic life, that is how one can roughly translate it. But the Sanskrit word sannyasa has a very deep connotation. Monastic life also has some good connotations, that the life devoted to spiritual pursuit and therefore getting away from all other concerns. So, what concerns we should get away from? Yeah, it is Arjuna wanted actually to go away from this world. It was Krishna who told him, no, you must fight. It is, and Arjuna is thinking that no, unless I become monastic, go away from this terrible fighting and war and doing duties and being surrounded by all my kith and kin. That is what is binding me down. Let me go away and be a monk, a monastic life. We have very funny ideas about monastic life. That, okay, so not much work, it is, go and see many of our monks and you will find they do lot of work. They have their works. So it is, look at the life of this Shankaracharya, a monk, what tremendous work he did, unimaginable in that life of just barely 32 years, what tremendous work he did. Swami Vivekananda says that the books of this 16-year boy are the philosophical wonders of our modern world. It is of such tremendous depth, and so many such books he wrote in a short time. Imagine, 32 years, we won't find it easy to even read it within 32 years. So he moved all over the country, from the southernmost tip to the Kashmir, and Badrinath, Kedarnath, everywhere. Established the monasteries, the main centers of monasteries, where they are called that pithas. 4 or some say 5 pithas are established by him. So all this work, is it not work? How many of us are capable of doing such a work? Buddha had given up everything. Did he not work? Who worked more than him? So it is very important to see that getting away from work does not mean that you become a monastic. It is, I still remember that incident when I was in Shillong. One lady was, she was a school teacher, and every evening after school she would come and meet, a very nice lady. And her husband also was a nice devotee, and so, and he was always doing various different works. And so the wife always would have, hey, you are never at home, we have to do so many, where do you go all the time doing this and doing that? And the husband that had just come that day to see said that he is starting now a new enterprise, new work. So when I told wife, hey, that Ranjit, the name of husband was Ranjit is starting new business. She drew a deep breath. Again, business? Enough is enough. Now I am going to go away to Kashi, Benares. I will go. I can't stand anymore. I will go to Benares. As if you go to Benares and become, free from all these problems. It is not so easy because you are taking the same mind with you, which is causing problem. So, running about here and there is not going to solve it. So, you have to understand, get rid of the delusion. So getting away from various works, various different situations does not solve this problem, but in delusion we think that will solve it. Arjuna had this till then, and even till 18th chapter you find this, that a little it goes on reducing. But the idea, no, I don't want to fight, keeps on appearing again and again. And Krishna keeps on repeating more and more strongly, know that you have to fight this battle. So, just till the 18th chapter, again similar question comes about sannyasa. This is I have spoken on this topic before based on the 6th chapter. But today we will take up the 5th chapter. That Arjuna's question is the beginning of it. Arjuna asks, see, I don't understand what you are saying. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha shansasi. That you are telling that on one hand, give up all actions. And on the other hand, you tells me to do those actions. Very conflicting, contradictory teachings that you are giving me. You have praised the giving up of all work. In the 4th chapter, there is this, that is the 4th chapter is titled like that giving up of the actions. Karma sannyasa yogo. So it is now you told that and now you are telling me, okay, you should do the work, and that is in the 3rd chapter. Similar question was there, that if you think giving up of the work and the knowledge, the sannyasa is very good, and that you tell me, and then you tell me, no, you go and fight the war. Why is it Arjuna feels that this is, Krishna is not giving me the right advice. It is, suppose I go to a physician, and the physician examines me and says that this is the right medicine for you. And this is another thing, this is poison, and this is, but I tell you to take the poison. What I will think of the physician? Very good physician, isn't it? No. It is, Arjuna feels like that he is being told that this is the best thing, to give up all attachments, all actions, that's it, and be free. But to me, he is telling, now you go and fight this, tat kim karmani ghore maam niyojayasi keshava. To me, you are telling to fight this battle. It is not only a work, but a horrible work that you are giving me. Fight, kill my own kith and kin, all those people to whom I am indebted, you are telling me to go and kill them. What is this? Oh, so therefore, naturally he was confused, and Arjuna told him that no, see, the work has to be done. Nobody becomes free from work till there is this I, till there is body. If you are retaining the body, then you have to do the work to maintain the body. Sharira yatra pichadete na prasiddheda karmanaha. Says Krishna in that 3rd chapter, that even the maintenance of your body will not be possible if you don't do work. Work has to be done. Now, what is to be given up is the attachment, selfishness, and all those things which make the work as bringing suffering to you. The work itself doesn't bring suffering. The attachment is the poison that comes with the work. It is like we have that, what is that called in English? We call in Bengali ol. That suran.
Yeah.
What is that called in?
Yeah.
Yam. Yam. Now, if you eat yam without proper initial treatment to it, your throat starts scratching. It is this throat becomes scratchy, and then it is. But that doesn't mean that yam should not be eaten. Eat the yam, but treat it with some tamarind first. That is what we used to do. Treat it with tamarind. And after treating with tamarind, then it loses its capacity to scratch the throat. So, that is what is to be done with this karma, that free yourself from attachments. And as you free from attachments, then the actions will not bring suffering to you. The suffering is product not of actions, but of our desires from the work, our attachments, that brings these sufferings. So, therefore, work one has to do. And then at the end of third, fourth chapter, Krishna might have thought that I have expounded this topic, now Arjuna should not have any confusion. No, Arjuna still has this problem. And it comes out in this question that you are praising both. It is what should I do? You are praising the karma yoga. Here the word he uses is yoga. Give up yoga, give up all actions and also perform the actions. These opposite things, how can I do? If I tell Teresa go to east and also go to west, and where will she go? Swami, you are out of your mind. That it is. Yeah, many say to me like that, including her, Swami, you are out of your mind. It is. But one must see why it is being said. There is a meaning to it, that both these things, they depend on this proper understanding of sannyasa, that it is, the root there is nyas, Sanskrit root nyas, which has three meanings. One is to place something. Place properly is called nyasa. Therefore, we have these derived words like shilanyasa. Have you heard, Rashmi, this word shilanyasa? What does it mean? In a proper place, you put that stone, foundation stone, laying of the foundation stone. That is in Sanskrit called shilanyasa. So there the word, same root is used, means keeping it in the proper place. Then second meaning is to purify. In therefore worships we do so many nyasas, anganyasa, karanyasa. What it is, the purificatory rites. You purify your hands, you purify your body, you purify your mind. All these in some elaborate worships, like when you do the 16 article special worship, then so many nyasas that you every single joint of the body you utter a mantra, kam nama, dam nama, dham nama, gam nama, gam nama, nam nama, kam nama, sham nama, sham nama. It is to purify. That is the meaning. That is called nyasa. Purify. Then there is the third meaning, give up. So give up is the third meaning. That, and why all these meanings, although they are different, they are connected meanings. The connotations are different from the same word, but being from the same word, they are connected. Like place properly, purify. Now, for example, if you have a lot of, say, trash here, there is nothing, they keep it quite clean. But suppose there is trash here. Now you take a broom and collect the trash. What Shubham? Do you do sometimes? Cleaning? Yeah. So collect the trash, and what do you do with the trash? Huh? Throw where? In a trash bin, isn't it? Yeah. So it is in a way keeping it in the right place, isn't it? Keeping it, the trash can is the right place. So keeping trash in the right place, and the place has become clean because it was in the wrong place. All that trash strewn around here, that is not the right place. So putting it in the right place means cleaning. It is put in the trash can, then it became clean. And then the first word that you used, throw it away, give it up, that is also done, give it up. That which is, give it up. So this is sannyasa, three things together. It is, so it is not running away from something foolishly, that is the cause of my suffering. Absolutely not. What is cause of suffering is that you are attached to something. It is, and so therefore that attachment is causing the suffering. It is like if you are, say, holding a hot pan without putting a glove or without some cloth to hold it. If you in bare hand, if you hold that, then what will happen to hand? It will burn, isn't it? It won't be a very pleasant feeling. You will be suffering. And how will that suffering go?
Let go of the pan.
Let up the pan from your hands, not by shouting, not by holding the pan and going about here and there. That is what we do. We see that how foolish it is, but in life to get away from suffering, we do exactly the same thing. That, okay, let me go to Kashi and that will remove the suffering. And go to Kashi and you will see so many people suffering there. So by going to Kashi, you will be suffering in Kashi. By going to New York, you will suffer in New York. If you go to Grand Canyon, you will suffer at Grand Canyon. The place is not going to change that part. It is like taking the hot pan in the hand and going from one room to another room. That is not the way. So, Krishna tells Arjuna, Arjuna's question, why you are praising both? And tell me, give me a decisive statement. What should I do? Tayoho nishchaya. Ekam. Out of this, don't confuse me telling this and this. Tell me one of them. Now had there been no contradiction in Arjuna's mind, tell me one of them wouldn't be, that question wouldn't arise, because the two things in Arjuna's mind are contradictory. Sannyasa, giving up the actions, and doing of the actions. As if Krishna is telling to give up the actions. No. It is like if you ask me that it is, should I listen to the lecture or should I sit? Should I sit or should I listen to the lecture? Oh fellow, there is no conflict in them. You sit and listen. The point is sit and don't go to sleep, that is the idea is that sitting is not a problem. You sit and listen. There is no conflict between the two. But Arjuna is feeling the conflict. And so, because he thought that only one of them can be done, Krishna removes this doubt that both of them are important, both of them lead to the same one goal. That yes, if you practice one of them, you will get the result of doing both of them. If you properly practice. So it doesn't matter whether you sit or stand. The question is, if you are listening and absorbing, you get the same message, same teaching, the same understanding. So that is important. That there is absolutely no conflict between this practicing sannyasa and practicing actions. It is for most of us, 99.9% people, the action cannot be given up at all. It is, let me go in a cave. No, in the cave you will start doing action. It is that, oh, I want to be free from all work. I don't do any work. Go to some remote place, then you will start doing work there. Let me make this place beautiful, plant some trees there, and then start taking care of that, and then get a cat or a dog and all that. And now, so you get more work, because work is necessary as much as food is necessary. It is so, and also work is very important. It is so. It is not question of giving up work at all. The work is to be done. Sannyasa, then what? Then give up the attachments. You see, the sannyasi is doing work. In fact, the work to be done for the good of others. And this is while we were driving here, then that book, Ranganathananji's great book, from there we were reading about this chapter. It is so he says that, look, in the name of meditating, people become lazy. They don't do any work, thinking that will entangle them. So even if a person is suffering there, the fellow will not stir from his meditation seat and help him. There is Ranganathananji quoted an incident from Buddha's life, that Buddha's teachings were deeply meditate, and then Buddha found one of his disciples, a monastic again, that was sick and suffering. And Buddha asked, none of these your brother monks, none of them came to you to help you, to take care of you? No, they were all meditating. So Buddha went and scolded them that what is your meditation? It is meditate, but when you see somebody suffering, then the service to that suffering person should be the practice of meditation. It is so these things are very important to know, that meditate, but make your work also meditation. So both of them are to be practiced. Meditate and work. It is work and worship. Work to transcend work. The idea of I and mine is to be transcended. That is sannyasa. And therefore in the next verse, Krishna mentions that very strongly. Neya sasannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati. Who is sannyasi? Not the one who puts on these kind of clothings or has a shaved head. That is, anybody can do it in plays. That it is the ordinary people, they are performing and say the role of Shankaracharya. They are householders. But then at that time they put on all these monastic garbs. It is so that doesn't make anybody sannyasi. What are the characteristics? In the 6th chapter he told some other auxiliary characteristic, but here he tells very important thing. Yo na dveshti na kankshati. That person is always a sannyasi, nitya. That means whatever garb that person has put on, irrespective of that, whatever situation that person is kept in, whether in Kashi or in that, what is that busy place in New York that I speak of?
Times Square.
Times Square in New York. Doesn't matter. Times Square or Kashi or a cave in Himalayas, that doesn't matter. That person, wherever that person is always a sannyasi. How? One who gives up that na dveshti na kankshati. Give up likes and dislikes. Give up the attachments and hatreds. That makes you sannyasi. And giving up those things is the spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is giving up these likes and dislikes, that affections and hatreds. It is because they cause big problems to us. This idea of giving up these attachments and hatreds, attractions and repulsions, it comes in Bhagavad Gita very often, because this is the veritable bondage that we are suffering from, likes and dislikes. In 7th chapter also the Lord says this, there Shankaracharya gives a very beautiful commentary. that the one whose mind is afflicted with affections and hatreds, such a person even is not capable of proper knowledge in this worldly sense, because they interfere, that therefore a judge, somebody is in the position of the judge, if that judge's son is to be tried for some crime, will not be brought to that his dad's court, because there is obviously conflict of interest there. And attachments, attractions and repulsions, they become conflict of interest. It is that we see this very often. I like this, and then like I like to eat green chilies, so I never see the defects of that. I say that is no defect in that, because I like it, so it is decided by my likes and dislikes, and not by its proper nutritional contents or how it affects the body, whether it is proper food or not. It tastes so good, I like it, that's all. The likes and dislikes. And if you dislike something, same problem. I don't like this. It is, see if it helps you or not. It is not the question of liking or not liking. One lady told me, you know that lady, Prasanna, I told her that the doctor gave you the medicines, it helped you, why don't you go to that? No, he gives very big pills. Now is that the reason? I mean, big pill, you break it and take it in. No, I don't like big pills. So, what is this if that is helping you? It is, take the big pill, break it and eat it. It is not told that you have to take it all, push it down the throat. That should not be the reason, but our such idiosyncrasies, they prevent us from knowing the truth. That is, so let those not interfere. Shankaracharya says there, even in the ordinary worldly sense, our likes and dislikes prevent us from knowing the truth. It is what to speak of the spiritual wisdom. With likes and dislikes, we will never have it. So, what is to be done, Teresa?
Don't have the likes and
Give up if likes and dislikes. You have to see what is needed, what is to be done. Whether you like or not is not the question at all. What is right and what is not right, that is the norm of judgment. So, therefore, Krishna tells here that who is the Nitya Sannyasi, who is the Sannyasi ever, that the one who does not na dveshti na kankshati, and does not run away from anything, and does not hate anything, and does not desire anything. That person is the Nitya Sannyasi, Sannyasi all the time in all situations. Not that he is to be in the ashrama. Ashrama, there is a one humorist gave a very fine definition of ashrama. That ashrama means work, effort is called in Hindi, Sanskrit, shrama. So ashrama, these people only eat. So doing is the only shrama there. So that is so Swamis, they don't have any other work but to eat, so it is that is not ashrama, that is not being a monastic. Monastic means give up the desires, they give up the hatreds, and it is and that binds us. And what will happen if you do this and do the work? Then sukham bandhat pramuchyate. The result will be easily. You will go beyond all bondages. That is the assurance, which is, you can see in Vedanta they tell these three things to be held on to. One is logic. That does it not make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Then second thing is that what the scriptures have said about it, it should match with that, because only logic can be deceptive. So Shruti, yukti means reason. That what the great people have said, Shruti, scriptures, what they say, what your logic says, and your experience. What will your experience, what your experience says, all three should come together. So you will see that in Bhagavad Gita, this all the time, that it is never will the teaching be, do this because I am telling you. No, not like that. But this is being said by the scriptures, by sages. But it should not be limited to that. You should understand it logically with reason. The light of the reason. Yesterday we were discussing, isn't it? That the reason should be followed as far as it goes. And when you see that after this reason cannot go, because the reason requires three things. The rules of logic are required. The one who is doing the reasoning and about which the reasoning is being done. Where these three factors are not there, reason is no more applicable. So we should know, therefore, these questions cannot be in the gambit of reason. How God created this world. You cannot have reason about it, because reason came after the world is created. So therefore it is irrational, unreasonable to ask this question, that then how that reason behind creating this world. No, this is not, cannot be approached through reason. So we should be reasonable in the use of reason. Where reason is applicable, yes, use reason within the domain of its applicability. Everything has a domain of applicability. Like a screwdriver has a domain of applicability when you have to put in a screw or take out a screw. Yes, use screwdriver for that purpose. But at other places, it is, don't expect it to work there. It is not usable when you want to say cook. That cooking screwdriver won't cook things for you. So, but we get so attached to reason that everything has to have a solution through reason. No, reason has no skills there. So one should know. And one of our great Swamis used to say, the most rational person is that who understands the limitations of rationality. One should understand the limits of that. So that is what Krishna says, that you will now see that there is no conflict between this working and giving up. What is to be given up? This likes and dislikes are to be given up. Nowhere it is said that work is to be given up. But when you work with ego, then the ego is always having these likes and dislikes. So you have to take them out. And thus, what you will be? Nitya Sannyasi. You will be sannyasi always. You don't have to go and put this ochre clothings or get your head shaved or go and live in a monastery. No, you can live in the household. Now if you go to a monastery, because it helps you to go beyond likes and dislikes, that is okay. But if just going to a monastery is not going to be of much use. What is required is this, that work, monastics work without attractions or repulsions, attachments or detachments. You have to use these things, these tools, and then sukham bandhat pramuchyate. You will become free from all bondages. Don't you like that idea? Becoming free from all bondages? Yeah. So let us be rational. Let us be followers of the great sages, and let us see how our experience changes to certify what they say. Experience is important. That now Teresa can tell everybody, oh, that Iguazu Falls was so good, I cannot describe. So you can take her words, the scriptural authority, it is, yeah. And then reason that how, otherwise why millions of people would go there. It must be good. So Shruti, Yukti. Why Teresa's words become a scripture like there? Because she actually has gone and telling us. So that is important. So, and then, but yet, unless you yourself go there, you will not be able to experience. When you go, then you see that, oh, what I heard from Teresa and what I understood, that is certified by my experience. So this is how our spiritual progress will come to the proper fruition. So it is. So next month we will have a similar discussion. That it is, what is the topic next month? I forgot the exact title, about that having this wholeness, completeness, and it is so. No, you won't find it because I have not made the full flyer, but I informed Sandhya. If Sandhya checks her emails, she will find it. That it is, the date is 16th of June.
Father's Day.
Father's Day, because otherwise only Mother's Day, so fathers will get angry, isn't it? That
The whole truth.
yeah, whole truth. Exactly. Father and mother, whole truth. That is the topic, based on mostly 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Any questions? Do you have any questions? No. Any question here? No question. So let us conclude with the prayers. Gita sugita kartavya kimanya shastra vistaraihi ya swayam padmanabhasya mukha padmad vinisrita ekam shastram devaki putra gitam एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मन्त्रः तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. In Providence this afternoon, I'll be at 5 o'clock, I'll be speaking on similar topic, and that gems from Shankaracharya's Bhagavad Gita commentary. So, it is a vast commentary, but I will be taking only about 6 or 7 references there. So let us say the grace and have the lunch. Isn't it a good suggestion? Om Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagnam Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, please accept our offerings. Bless us, make us pure and all-loving. May we not accuse, demand or complain, but love, respect and cooperate with all. May we not find faults with others, but try to find our own faults. May we not treat others as strangers, but learn to make all our own. May we feel the whole world to be our own. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. This prayer, the English part, actually is culled from Holy Mother's sayings. So on Mother's Day, that makes more significant.